Hello, I am Martin Fencka and welcome to another episode of Let's Play Civilization 5 as Japan. At the end of the previous episode, we finally managed to defeat Arabia, vassalize them, take their capital, and with that, all of their wonders. Every single wonder they built throughout the whole game was in their capital. We can see they now have 0. So Mecca is absolutely insane. That's just crazy how many wonders you managed to get with just one city. And that, of course, is a huge buff to our overall economy, to every single yield. And hopefully, with all these bonuses, happiness won't be such a problem anymore. We are at 26 with 24 war weariness. It's during Golden Age, but yeah, it looks good. I still have to be careful. I probably can't afford to grow my cities too much. And I'm not even sure if I can afford to get courthouses. I'll still try, but courthouses are usually causing problems, and we need quite a lot of happiness if we want to take over Rome. And Rome is massive. I had time now between episodes to check everything, finally focus on something else than just a war. I had a time to check the global situation. When I checked Rome, and he looks scary. He has 28 cities, just for comparison. We have 17. So the war with Rome, or wars with Rome, that's gonna be so much fun. It's really basically turned into a duel now. Us against Rome. There's still India with 9 cities, but I have a feeling they will just disappear at some point as a side effect of our war with Rome, because there'll always be like a city that's gonna be in the way. So we'll take it so that we can get to Rome easier, and Rome will do the same probably. So they will eventually just disappear, I think. And I mean India. I'm not too concerned about them. I mean, they are quite strong, but when you compare it to us and Rome, they really shouldn't play a major role in the development of things in the future. Also, before I started recording, I checked all our cities, reworked tile assignments. Now, because most of our cities are locked from growth, we don't have to worry about food, right? So I removed most of the farms. We are not working them anymore, and I locked as many or as much production as possible, gold, and also specialist slots. It actually somehow managed to increase the happiness with that quite a bit. And I also checked our trades. I managed to buy gold from India, so that's also extra happiness. What else? I made a huge deal with Arabia, because they, of course, lost most of their resources during the war. So they bought like 4 or 5 different luxuries, 10 gold per turn each. I got an embassy with them. So, yeah, now they're a great trading partner. And I removed that a tiny bit unhappiness we had from religious divisions. So I basically went through everything, and wherever I could find some improvements, I did that. Also, our capital, when it's done with the garden, we'll be building 2 more caravans. Finally, you'll be able to send production to Tokyo, and that caravan will go through 3 villages, so that's a nice boost. And then I will send the caravan probably to Baghdad, but I will have to check which way it goes. I want either to Baghdad or Corinth, because I want a caravan through all these villages, either here or here. Because remember, when caravan goes through villages and towns, they get yields. So that's that. What else? And I also bought a great profit, because I want to flip Arabia to our religion. I don't want to keep getting the pressure from the south. I think we should be able to do that. This is all that Arabia has now. To the north, religion is not such a big deal anymore. I don't think I can flip Cumbria, because I'm pretty sure Portugal has an inquisitor there, but their 2 other cities have our religion. Monaco has our religion, and we are pressuring Samarkand and Volta enough, so we will eventually flip them thanks to our natural pressure, so I don't really have to worry about this too much. Maybe we can flip Greece, but again, we have so much pressure on them that I'm not sure if it's necessary, although when we are looking at the numbers, we probably should do it. Just like unify everything on our half of the world under one religion, and that will allow us to finally use our faith for other things than just repeatedly buying inquisitors over and over again just to keep the religious divisions under control. And what else? I also started moving units to the border. We need to prepare for the war with Rome, but I hope we won't have to start it right away. I would like to explore their territory a little bit. I started upgrading our Pathfinder. So first we upgraded, then we sent it exploring. And yeah, that's about it, I think. Now, about the suggestions about like growing our army, which units we could use now. Before I decide on that, I want to see how much oil we have, because that will tell me how many bombers I can get. If we can get enough bombers, I think I won't be building any more siege weapons, because bombers are usually a lot more effective at sieging than even artillery. It's so much easier to focus like multiple bombers on a city than trying to get into position with artillery. So yeah, we'll see about that. And it will also tell me how many tanks we can get. So first, let's just see oil, then we decide on the composition and start training the appropriate units. Hopefully I didn't miss any. By the way, Neuschwanstein. One more thing. We have 14 social policies now, but is it still available? Actually, I don't remember if anyone built it or not. Neuschwanstein. It's not available, so someone built it? It wasn't grayed out. Wait. Leaning Tower, Borobudur. I don't see it. Where is Neuschwanstein? Oh, right. We didn't research railroads. Well, mystery solved. It is still available, but the thing is, I'm pretty sure Rome has access to railroads. Might be still worth trying, though. Yeah, change of plans. Let's try it. Neuschwanstein is so good that I'm gonna risk it. Just delay oil. And maybe, by some miracle, we'll be able to get it. I definitely didn't expect that. But it looks more and more likely. Okay, now we can finally end the turn, I think. Yeah, I also checked all our city-state quests. The only one that I could complete is the one that, this one, where we get gold. I bought gold from India for, how much was that? I think 13 gold per turn. But it's extra happiness, right? And with the reward, definitely worth it. And also, I like invested into multiple buildings. Yeah, he's gonna hate us now. Doesn't have anyone else to hate, so what a surprise. And also our warmongering penalty by now has to be insane. There we go, gold connected for Samarkand. Oh, and I moved our spy. I was trying to flip Valletta, but there is no way we're gonna do that with 370 point influence missing. Excuse me. I moved him to Kathmandu. We should be able to get the alliance back very easily with just one coup. Now, there is the reward. Where's Samarkand here? What are we missing? 142 isn't that bad. That's still a lot to get Valletta though, because it's a militaristic city-state, and those free units are so nice. What is this? We will get the Great Diplomat in 11, so I'm thinking what should be the next target? Not Monaco. We could try Manila. How is Malacca doing? Malacca is under Arabian control, that's fine. Manila wants a trade route. What do we get for the trade route? I don't think that's good enough. Coral and glass. But it's hostile. I hate hostile city-states. Anything else? No. I may try Monaco in the end because it's cultured. Friendly cultured. Yeah, we could try that, but we'll see. We still have 11 turns before we have to really decide. How much money do we have now? 4,000. There are all the city connections. And we are missing some workboats, so I'll buy those as soon as possible, but we have to wait for Mecha to get out of resistance, which is gonna take quite a while. 8 turns. Iron to Caesar ended. Okay, we have a castle in Mombasa. How much money do we have? Once again, 4,100. Let's speed things up as much as possible. 45. And yep, I want to send more workers to fix all the tiles in the newly conquered territory. At least one more. You can go here, but back to Mombasa. Dojo, barracks, forge, all the cheap ones. I'm gonna pay for them. And the last one I'm gonna pay is gonna be constabulary. I want to get constabularies everywhere as soon as possible. They reduce distress, but more importantly, the next social policy will add +1 happiness to all of them. So that could be another very nice boost. Fix that. There is the road that gave us all the city connections. Let's. Oh, come on, it was a misclick. Let's keep fixing these tiles. And yeah, the border is just not long enough. I don't want to move my units all around this. Or maybe I could. But first of all, let's move you forward. Get another upgrade. Let's see, how far can I go safely? It's my territory, so I don't have to worry about that too much. Review. This is probably gonna take a while to figure out how exactly I want to position all my units. Let's move the melee units first. Fortify. Okay, let's make sure all the siege weapons are on the road for some faster movement. And I'm not sure what to expect from a Roman navy, so I'll try to keep at least some cavalry units along the coast. How far can you go? Not quite far. Actually, maybe you can do it. Let's see. I still don't want to have cavalry unit in the front line. I'll just move everything closer, and next turn we'll give new orders. Fortify. Next. What I probably should also do is to fix the citadel as quickly as possible. Where's the closest worker that can do that? You stop those repairs and move south. You could also build a road here, make it a bit easier to get through the desert. But I mean, once he gets rid of the citadel, it won't be that bad. It's under control of Ostia, and that's probably gonna be the first city that we take, so we'll be able to use this road. Now that'll be fine. Do we have a follower? We don't. Oh, let's get one. And... oh, really? Oh, it's a holy city. So some resistance is to be expected, but it didn't expect the resistance to be so effective. Okay, fine. We'll do it this way. We have 4 users of the Great Prophet, so it's enough for these cities. Go. Don't want to buy like another, I don't know, 5 Inquisitors to flip the city. Next. You kept your expansion promise to whom? Portugal, okay. Long forgotten promise. How much money do we have? Thinking if I can afford to just keep investing into all buildings. Look how happy the city is. Let's get those public schools. That's probably worth investing into. What is this? No, that's an old one to Satsuma. And this is the new one? Is it possible? Okay, so this is new trade route. We could even go for external trade routes now, but they're not that good. I mean, there is some science and culture from Arabia. So maybe it's not too bad. We could go from Osaka, and that would help with poverty. Because Osaka is one of the cities that has huge problems with poverty. Okay, let's do it. Change of plans. And what are you doing here? I have no idea, but let's just go to Mecca. Okay, fortify. What about all the cavalry? There's still more units coming. Fortify. I don't have enough movement left. But I also don't have enough tiles left now. I'll just probably stay like this. And you just have to wait for the war to begin to create like proper battle line. And there's still more units on the way that don't have anywhere to go. Fortify. Go. If we wait long enough, we could have our own Battle of Kursk here. How are we doing with the social policy? 7 more turns. Constabulary next. What is this? Tokyo. Also constabulary. And another constabulary. Look at that, 47 happiness. After such a long time, when we are in red numbers, we're struggling to stay even around 0. Looking at 47 feels so good. And what the hell? Oh, there are the good trade routes. So, which one do we go for? They're all the same. Here we are getting less pressure. Okay, let's go to Damascus. And I want to know... Well, it's not gonna help with the poverty too much because it's only 8 gold. But it still could be 1, maybe even more than 1 point of happiness, because it will help with boredom and illiteracy. So let's see, 47. Whoa! Okay. Let's see, that's removed. Yeah, that helped a lot. So let's see. Start repairing this. What is it? This looks like probably Academy. Fine. And now we can finally start exploring. Nope. Rome knows. They're preparing the navy. How many frigates do they have? 2 that we can see. Because corvettes are not the problem. We of course have to get walls and the castle in Mecca to be safe. But I think bigger problem will be the units that are along the coast that can take a lot of damage from the naval bombardment. And I'll never get enough units, enough ships to this area to really fight ships against ships, right? It will always be land units against Roman ships until I take these cities. Slater Mill. I have to decide when we're gonna declare. That's the second caravan. I want the caravan to go through these villages. I'll have to find another city that has problems. This looks like a good candidate. And send it to like Medina. Oh, almost clicked on holy sign. Look at even with the profit, it's gonna take a while to flip this city. Now we have the major religion, but the city is definitely not flipped. Can I fade play something here? No. Okay, so we will be buying more Inquisitors. Yeah, and we'll have to do something with India just because of the pressure. I have to wait for Argos to recover. I'm thinking maybe we can attack India right away. It's 2 more turns. How strong is he? I can't explore his territory because he's not willing to accept an embassy, so I can't get open borders. We know that he has 9 cities. And Delhi isn't that far. Problem is, if I take Delhi, I'm not sure how does the Roman territory looks like exactly. I may end up with a very long border with Rome, so I would much rather secure this, what I still expect to be a peninsula. I guess we'll find out like right now. Actually, it doesn't look like a peninsula. Okay, so this looks like an inland sea. I expected this to like end somewhere around here, and expected a gap here. But still, they're basically, or it basically should be impossible to move units here. Right, there are mountains everywhere. When we get Ardea, it will be impossible for Rome to take it back. This can be defended by like 4 units. So the plan is probably still the same. Take these 3 cities. Then set up a defense here. And then attack India. So again, we will be fighting only on one front, more or less. How does it look like with Genoa? Oh, that's way too much influence. I'll probably have to take out Genoa at some point. And then we take out India, vassalize them, and attack Rome here. I guess the sea, we can see a border here, so there is like a coast, I expect here somewhere. So this will be the main attack. And we could even... Where are all the capital cities? Amsterdam, Rotterdam, look how... No, wait, just Amsterdam is the capital. That's 2, 3, 4. Is that all that we are missing? I'm thinking, how far do I have to go to end this game? I have no idea where are those 28 Roman cities. It doesn't look like this is a large... Or maybe it's to the north. It's hard to say how exactly does the continent look like. Well, whatever. We know that we want to take these 3 cities first, so let's focus on that, and we can think about the rest later. Kagoshima is starving. Why would you be starving? Well, we'll find out soon. How long until we get another engineer? 80. Might be better to just work the mine. Even the lumber mill. Okay, buildings. We now want to build chanceries everywhere, but our capital already has that. So I think... Opera house into public school. Should have enough money to pay for both, but we can wait with the public school. More opera houses. Culture is so important. We are missing universities, so that's another thing. And now we don't have enough money for more, but yeah, still, let's get the constabulary and we'll keep exploring. Okay, now, when do we start this war with Rome? I think we have to wait for Mecca to have the castle up. With strength 33, it would fall in a few turns to the Roman, although there are not that many ships. And they can't send more, so at least that's good news. But still, just to be on the safe side. This is going to be a long war, I think. And we want to make it long. We want Rome to really bleed as much as possible in the defense of these cities. Okay, next. Wait, yeah, Kagoshima's still starving, but why? I maybe build... This should be enough, right? Missing only a tiny bit. So I'll get that +1 from Herbalist that will solve it. I don't have to reassign population. Distress, specialists. Look at the illiteracy and boredom. Managed to remove a lot of that, but still. Poverty. I wonder how bad it's gonna be when the Golden Age ends. Okay, Satsuma could definitely use a trade route. Well, what we could also use is a workboat. Let's start with that. Didn't change anything. Trying to figure out how I could squeeze more villages on my roads, but it's probably the maximum I can get right now. Okay, let's build another mine. And compared to Satsuma, Knossos is actually a happy city. Change of plans again. Okay. Let's keep going as quickly as possible. We might be able to actually see all that we need. Just go around the coast and up here. See how far the Indian border goes. Yeah, that would be great. So that's the goal. 2066 gold. Oh, definitely Chancery. And next. No, I'm pretty sure Kagoshima is not starving anymore. Peace treaty expired. And should I go for the courthouse? Just see what happens. We're still missing some important buildings though. Let's work on that first. Oh, there are railroads. Good. That's now a pretty important task for our workers. Get the railroads up and running as soon as possible. Chancery. Another Chancery. Do you have Chancery? No, that's gonna be the next building. And let's check the happiness now. Oh, there we go. Well, the pressure should go down as we flip Arabian cities, but still. The yields are the same, so let's go for lower pressure. And we are 51. 54. Yep, that's decent. 18, but there are still 6 followers that we want to get rid of. Down to 3, and we have what? We have 20. Let's use the missionary. 21. I don't know. Missionaries maybe deserve a small buff because at some point all you get from the use is just 1 follower. I noticed that so often later in the game. You can flip most cities with 1 use of an Inquisitor. And all that you need from your missionary is to get 1 follower in the city so that Inquisitor can do the rest. When you compare the strength of these 2 units, missionary seems a bit pathetic. So a small boost wouldn't probably be a horrible thing. Okay, next. Yeah, now it's time for those railroads. Where do we start? Here. And I'll probably buy some more workers, at least 1 more, maybe 2 more. Actually, we have 2 workers here. No, that's fine. Just finished. So you can go to Satsuma. You will help from the other side, and you will start working on the road from Kagoshima. Next. Okay, now we have our alliance back. Not the most important alliance, but... well, it's something. What is this? Osaka growing. Actually, wait, we get truffles from the alliance, so that is worth something. I think now I can see where all the cities are. They're just so close together. Oh, this is gonna be such a pain in the ass. Look at all the citadels. Okay, Caspelli, World Religion, Ben Silver, don't really care. Elections rigged. And Osaka is growing. Okay, can we find a good tile? And maybe good specialist slot? I'd really like to know why the city is so unhappy. What is the problem? Yes, most of the buildings. I don't think that city with 20 citizens is that tall. That's like huge unhappiness. And that's a golden age. The city has a trade route, right? That's giving it gold, science, and culture. It has enough food, it has enough production. It shouldn't be so unhappy. I think size 20 is enough. We'll just stop the growth. We can't control the unhappiness in the city, so we'll just stop the growth. Gold or science? Science. And we have the horses. Yeah. That's the winner. I just did it this way. Let's get the gold. Okay. Capital. Yeah, we now have access to Neuschwanstein, but it's 19 turns. That's a really long time. I can reduce that in like 2 turns. I can pay and reduce it by 5 turns, 4 or 5 turns. It should be 5. Okay, let's go for it. This is worth the risk. Neuschwanstein is huge, and if for some reason Rome is not building it, then the potential gain is just almost game-changing in some cases. We can get another caravan, but not in the capital. How long will it take in Kagoshima? I could still buy it, but I think it's better to just build it. It's only 4 turns, and they are pretty expensive. I think there had to be a change that somehow made the cost of caravans go up as the game progresses, because when I checked the price last time, it was over 1,000 gold to buy it. That is dynamite. We are done with the farm, so let's start working on another railroad. Okay, Trailblazer 3. Okay, this is interesting. Let's check the composition. Fusiliers, siege weapons. Not that many range units. Let's check experience. This might be legions just upgraded. Not all of them, but I'm pretty sure the more experienced ones will be legions. We're gonna need bombers for this. How does it look like on the border? Important thing is that there are cities, right, in between us and Rome on this side. You can still move... No, actually, you can't even move through Genoa easily because now it's under Indian control. What is this? Construct building for monarch. Oh, we completed all the constabularies they wanted us to build. How much are we missing now? 288. It's too much. Okay, we are not building hotels. What is this? It's too far. But I'm still forgetting. You need those 2 workboats. But Mecca is still in resistance. How long? 1 more turn? Where is it here? Yeah, 1 more turn. most of the important buildings. Don't really care about the garden. We could get an artist guild. Again, artists are just bad at this point. We could get musicians guild, because that will make us some money, but it might be better in cities that have problems with poverty. Grocer. Well, we have bananas. Well, there'll be some extra gold. Again, not that important. Could probably get a harbor and then a seaport. Because he may need a navy, just attack Rome with ships from this side. Yeah, let's go for that. Let's go for harbor, and I'll build harbor in Satsuma as well, and probably also in Porto. Let's go for windmill first. And I should now have enough money for Neuschwanstein, I think. No, still missing a little bit. Okay, more roads. I think at least 2 more tiles so that we can move faster along the coast. Fortify. There's Inquisitor in the city. Okay, let's try this one. Okay, we should be able to flip this one. So now we are at 57 happiness and our golden age is about to end. Go. This is gonna be the last turn for it today. I really wanted to see how the happiness is gonna change. We also get next social policy. Don't. That's not bad. They didn't change nearly as much as I expected. I thought we would drop to like 30, maybe even less than that. And with the next social policy, which is going to be martial law, I'm just double checking the regimental system. Great generals, admirals. Well, this is not bad for our unique ability, but it's also what we get after this social policy, right? Exploitation is great. And civilizing mission is also great. We have all the Roman cities to conquer. So as we are conquering those cities, getting the gold, that will cover the cost of upgrades for our army. Yeah, it has to be martial law. So 45 to 57. Yeah, decent. Okay, let's fix this tile quickly. And you will go back and build me a road, let's say from Nagoya. How far can I go? All the way. Great. I want to see the Indian territory. And the border between India and Greece. I can check this off camera, but it's gonna be much easier attacking India than attacking Rome. I'm not just talking about the number of units, like the terrain is better. There are not that many obstacles. We will just basically go through this river valley and take all the cities very easily. Just Agra will be a problem because of these mountains and this narrow passage. But once we have Agra, we'll take everything very easily. And we'll have to take these 4 cities. I think might be enough taking 3 cities for India to accept vassalization, but we need Vijayanagara as well for easier access to Rome. Then Almaty, we can liberate that. Here it's pretty close to a border. How many citadels? There are citadels everywhere. I still don't believe that we get Neuschwanstein in the end, but I'm just gonna pay for it now. And if we lose 1650, we are making 600 gold per turn, plus all the extra yield, so this is not really a big deal. Let's see, I want to see how many turns we can shave off. 5 turns down to 12. Yeah, now we could really use an engineer that we can't get. But well, I know what I wanted to know. So for today we are done. In the next episode, we will get the wall, we will get the castle, we can get the monastery now. Okay, let's do that. And once we have the castle, we're gonna declare. Are there any upgrades? There are probably upgrades for the musketmen that we have. We'll have 1 here, and then we have a few as a garrison, so that's not the major thing. And in 14 turns, we'll find out how much oil we have. That's gonna be important. But well, that's gonna be next time. As I said, for today we are done, so I hope that you liked this episode, even though there wasn't any action this time. I mean, it's important to properly prepare for the next big war, so we don't want to rush anything and miss some important steps. And I hope that we'll see each other again in the next episode. Until then, have a good time. Bye bye.